Hola, hola, mis amigos. Today I'm going to read you about a fun hippopotamus named William and all of his friends, and they live at the Metropolitan Museum of Art, one of the coolest places I've ever been to in the whole world. It's in New York City, and William actually originally comes from ancient Egypt. I spent a long time in the Egyptian section of the museum, and William is there. So let's read about William and a little bit more about ancient Egypt. William is a hippopotamus from ancient Egypt who's only about 4 inches tall. He's decorated with lotus flowers like the ones that grow in the Nile River. And as you know, the Nile River flows right through Egypt. Thousands of years ago, William was buried in the tomb of a man named Senbi. The ancient Egyptians believed that when people died, they went on to another life. Food, clothes, and other items were buried in tombs with them. Small figures of hippos were often placed in tombs as well. So there you can see the blue hippopotamus and the lotus flowers carved into them. And then a pyramid here is what the tombs were in. And these pyramids are just awesome examples of sculpture and architecture that the ancient Egyptians mastered. After almost 4,000 years, Senbi's tomb was dug up and William was found. Then he was brought to the United States to the Metropolitan Museum of Art in New York City. And that's what it looks like. There's the front door. William was soon a favorite of visitors to the museum. One family was especially fond of the little hippo. They owned a colored picture of him and asked his advice whenever they had decisions to make. It was this family who named him William. And there's the little photograph they had of him. Since his arrival at the museum, William has been joined by many other animals, large and small, from ancient Egypt. Let's turn the page to meet some of them. The ancient Egyptians were the first people to keep cats as pets. This elegant cat has a necklace carved around its neck, and it used to have an earring too. So cats were considered almost like royalty, amazing creatures, and were also thought of as a good luck charm. An ibex is a kind of wild goat. The ancient Egyptians kept ibex figures as good luck charms as well and gave them as gifts on New Year's. The jerboa is a mouse with very long tail. They live in the desert and can jump as far as 6 or 7 feet. These jerboas are white with brown spots, and their colors let them blend in with the desert. So their coloring and fur kind of is like camouflage in the desert. And I just can't believe that a little mouse can jump 6 to 7 feet. That's incredible. This baboon, sitting with his hands on his knees, looks very wise. The ancient Egyptians would import baboons from the south and kept them as pets as well. Interesting. Gazelles are like small deer. They're light-footed and can run very fast in the Egyptian desert. This gazelle looks as if it's about to run away. This spotted cow has long legs and very long horns. The Egyptians raised many kinds of cattle and grazed them in herds of hundreds of animals. This is kind of reminiscent of cows that we have here in Michigan. The ancient Egyptians called the crocodile a wrinkle face. Crocodiles swim in the Nile River and sun themselves on the riverbank. Their big jaws can be dangerous to humans, though. Have you ever seen a crocodile? Or a crocodile in the Nile River? Tiny shrews live in tunnels underground. They love to eat, and their long noses help them find food in the dark. Shrews dig their tunnels on high ground so they'll not get wet when the Nile River floods. Dogs in ancient Egypt were kept as watchdogs, hunting dogs, and sometimes as pets as well. This hunting dog has a handle under its belly to make its mouth open and close, so a cool mechanism that the artist put in the sculpture so that it would be a little interactive and move. Now that you've met William and his friends, we hope you'll introduce them to your friends too. And like I said, if you ever have the chance to go to the Metropolitan Museum of Art in New York City, you should totally do it. I hope you learned a little bit more about ancient Egypt, and hopefully this can help you in your next project. Adios, amigos.